Welcome back to Vegas Views. I am your guest co-host, Ronnie Llloyd Nanos, and this is my co-host,
Nicole Vegas.
Absolutely. Hey, hi Nicole.
Hi, guys. I hope the viewers stay tuned. We're only on break for 2 minutes. I'm just letting you know.
I know we were.
But we have more special guests.
We have more special guests here. Oh
and I want to say thank you so much for taking the time. But I do want to put a spotlight on Dreamtraxx Acting Academy. But I also want you to just share away because your facility is amazing. It's just so welcoming. It's clean. It's fun.
Right.
And
I've never been. I'm excited to learn about.
Oh!
I know and listen, this is Dawn Sullivan.
Yes.
yes.
And this is Jeremiah Brennan, correct?
Thank you
welcome.
so much for having us, guys.
Yes,
We're
yes.
excited to be here.
Well, please fill us in. Tell us more about Dreamtraxx and what it's all about.
Okay, Dreamtraxx is absolutely amazing. It's a one-stop, let me just say, the only one-stop shop in Las Vegas. We do acting classes, modeling classes, all different types of acting classes. Jeremiah will get into that in just a second. We do full portfolios on models. We are the only place in Las Vegas that gets models prepared to travel outside the state.
Very nice.
And sometimes outside the country as well. We always have a lot of different production, a lot of stuff going on, so it's so much fun. You got to come check it out. You definitely have
Yes,
to come
Ronnie,
check
you
it
definitely
out.
have to check it out.
So good.
Well, it's fantastic again hearing that. So, with your acting teachers that teach at there, what are who teaches at the school?
We have Frank Perillo, who
Well
is our
known,
head
very
teacher.
well known,
Yes,
yes.
yes.
Love you, Frank.
Frank,
Sorry you
yes.
couldn't be
I've
here.
audited
No.
Frank's classes before. He's excellent.
You
Yeah.
have? Okay,
Yes.
fantastic. Yeah, Frank is absolutely amazing. We have Jeremiah. Jeremiah can get in a little bit more, like I said, about what type of classes we have too.
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
So we teach. I teach the stunt stuff here. So any
Mhm.
basic fight choreography, people want to learn how to fight on camera, weapons, whatever it is. I teach the basics for them, and then I also teach the beginners how to act from Frank's perspective because he has his own breakdown that he goes through.
Yes.
So I teach the beginner for kids and adults, and then we have Michael Kearney. I don't know if you met Michael Kearney.
Yes.
Michael Kearney
He's good.
teaches improv,
Mhm.
teaches on-set training, auditioning, a lot of stuff that actors need in order to be successful as they're starting their journey and everything like that. And then, of course, Frank, like she said, teaches the more advanced classes for those who really want to take it seriously. Like she said, this is the only place where if you want to make your acting dream become true, this is the place to do it.
Well, I know Frank personally does actually have many people that have studied under him that actually do move on forward and actually get work.
Absolutely.
And I think that's
Yes.
the biggest thing that, again, we can ask the simple question about what makes you different from the other people that are teaching here in town and everyone has their own path. But I think at the end of it, is the proof in the pudding. I'm Southern, so it kind of the proof is in the pudding. Is that are people getting work? Are they actually when they're investing into classwork? And I'm a huge proponent about actually taking classwork.
Yes.
That when they take classwork, that it's either going to take them to another level, or even if they are already working professionals, are they going to start getting, another caliber of work? Because there's different calibers of independent film
Yes.
and modeling as well. And so my question is, can you be from any skill set from beginner to advanced? And what are the
Absolutely.
advantages for a beginner and intermediate and advanced?
Well, we
artist?
have a very high success rate, not just in them coming there and them learning and getting their talent developed, just branching out as well. We have a bunch of actors and then they flip over to modeling, then they become cross-trained, and then they are down another journey, and it's about getting them seen and exposed and prepared and ready for all of this, but it's also about their self-journey. So we work on a lot of self-journey. Jeremiah, in a lot of his training, it's about self-esteem and self-worth, and not only just teaching these kids and young adults how to act, but how to move forward in the business as well. So the success rate ranges depending on what they're coming for. I have a parent, who said to me, my 14-year-old daughter, she doesn't speak at school.
Mm-hmm.
She is my favorite girl on the runway now. Now
Oh, wow.
she's sassy as they come. And this is about developing, this is about
Nice.
developing talent. And we do have many success stories of people that actually do move on. Jeremiah has a couple of success stories through Frank.
Yeah, so like you said, so from beginner to advanced, we have a lot of people come in, they learn wherever their level is, right? We've had a few success stories come out of it. Michael Cimino's the biggest one.
Mm-hmm.
He
Oh,
just
that's
came
great.
back, did a
Do you guys know
seminar.
who Michael Smith
I went
is?
I
to
know who
that.
he is.
You
Yes.
had an open event.
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't
Yes.
worked with them, but yes, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
from
yes,
the
he was in-
Hulu. Yeah,
yes,
from
Love
the Hulu
yeah,
Victor.
fantastic. I'm a fan. I've watched.
Right,
Oh,
right.
I pay attention.
So Michael Cimino came from Dreamtraxx from Frank, and
Very
then
nice.
we have Jalen Brooks, who was a kid there who is on Walker every week now, so he's
Nice.
doing really well. And then we just had a kid, Ivan Utapa,
Oh,
young kid,
Ivan.
just booked his first feature film horror movie. Right, and he got a commercial. He's
Ivan's
doing
young.
nice.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
old is Ivan?
I think he's like 14.
14.
Do,
Yeah,
do
he's a
you,
little thing.
do you
Yeah.
guys film reels or actually auditions? Do you do that there at your studios as well? If somebody has to submit a recorded audition, do you guys do that and coach them,
Yes.
and then have something that they can submit for films?
Yeah,
and stuff
we're
like
a
that?
full service. Like I
That's
said, front.
a
Oh
big
yes,
deal.
yes, huge, huge, huge.
Yeah, it's from front to back. You go there, and let's say it's great for a person that's been in the business for a long time, but it's also good for people that are just brand new. They don't know how to work their social media. They don't know what type of pictures they need. They don't know what's marketable. And then here we are to say, here are the steps that you need that we're going to help you to become a successful.
You will package them.
Absolutely.
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 I
So
think
it's the front to back.
That is often a big thing in, especially for new artists or independent film people that just first go into think they don't know what their product is.
Yeah.
So you guys help
Yeah.
people find this is what we can sell about you.
And
This
this
is who
what
you.
works
Yeah, this
for
is what
you.
will work for you.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
And that's such a big help. oh
But
my goodness.
But that's the thing. They utilize each person's talent with different coaches, and they're able to help assess the students there, which is huge.
What
Because
a
I've been to
great-
other ones, and it's
that's
so
fantastic.
confusing.
Oh, it is.
So it's not
Absolutely.
confusing. You lay
it is.
everything
People
out.
go places
Yeah.
and they feel very lost. Again,
Yes.
I got into the film industry later in life. I mean, I was well into my 40s before I did it, but I was a live performer and did have a great professional career, and that's what brought me to Vegas originally. So transferring from live performance, theater, and all that into film, and knowing what my package was and who I was again, and I went in from maybe being a performer and a director, then kind of working as a bit part, but becoming a director again. I do prefer being on the production side, but it's also it is that marketability. It's who you are, and it's having to go back into that mindset later on was. So it would have been helpful to to go in and be like, hey, what can y'all do
Well,
for me?
that's the thing. That's the thing. I've been a representative for. Do you guys know what the IMTA is? The International Model and Talent Association.
I don't know.
I am the regional director. So what we do is we're able to take people to New York City in June. Yes, that's what
I know
was
you're
telling
talking
you
about
yeah.
that, and I'm gonna want to put a link up there too
Absolutely.
for any of the students that maybe need help with the travel.
Sure.
Right. New York's great. I
Yeah,
live-
so in June we do New York City, and
Mhm.
then in January we do Los Angeles.
Oh, nice.
And what it is, it's a big competition. It's a convention plus competition for
Mhm.
all of these fairly new talent. We have some developed talent, but fairly new talent. They go in, they're competing against each other. Talent agents, directors, production companies are there to go ahead and choose these talents. They get callbacks. And it's a fantastic
Nice.
way to just get marketed in the business. So yeah, IMTA has been around since 1989. We rep it at Dreamtraxx. We love it. So we're really excited.
That's
for
Yeah.
huge,
that.
though. I mean,
Very
New York
exciting.
City and LA, those
Yes.
are two big areas. That is huge for anybody
Yes.
that can connect to you, so they have these opportunities that you can provide for them.
Sure.
That's huge.
Absolutely.
And again, is
like
there-
I said, one-stop shop. We got it all.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Is there a difference
I-
though for people that are going in as as actors as opposed to models, or is,
Absolutely.
again that's my question. I lived in New York City. I was a performer
Yeah.
a long time ago in the 90s. I was a ballet dancer in the 90s, so I lived in New York, and I keep an apartment in LA now for extra work that I pick up
Sure.
as well. It's just I know that when people are going again, and it's great to go to New York, it's great to go to LA, and especially in these competitions and
Yeah.
stuff like that. You know, for the actor that's going in, they may not be a model,
Right.
and so
We have a
again,
lot of
but you're
that.
there for
Mhm.
again.
Yeah.
I'm like, if I were to go in, I'm like, hey, I'm 5'8", I'm in my 50s, I ain't going in this model.
That's
Yeah.
something. But you know what? These days, this is so. There's such a stigma about modeling, and everyone does believe that is 5'9" and above for females, and as a male, you have to have chiseled abs, and that is just so not the case these days.
And it's great because I
It
was
is
actually
not.
going to go into that question because I remember
Lifestyle model.
yeah,
You would be a
Right.
lifestyle model.
back
Yeah.
when in my mid 20s in the early 90s, I went to these things that were modeling conventions because as an actor and went
Yeah.
and work one, and I got in. I was like, but at the same time, I was 5'8". This was also the 90s though, and it's really great to hear that as again, this is we're 30 years later now,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
that
Ugh.
how
30
times
years.
have changed. That again, that my question that you guys are full service, and it is also for all body types and ages
Well,
and
that's the
whatnot, and
thing.
that's a great thing.
The
As I was going
plus,
to ask
the
about
plus
that.
size market as well too. 25, 30 years ago, back in
couldn't-
New York, there was
you
no
couldn't-
there was no plus size. Now
No.
a model could be at any size, any height,
That's
any weight.
Yes,
great,
yes.
and it is.
Yeah.
Any
Yes.
age, right?
Any age
Any, I just want to
group.
make sure.
Well, and especially
Absolutely.
when it comes down to if you're cultivating and working your talent, that age and body, it's timeless. If you're really working on your
Absolutely.
classwork and your talent, and that's I think you guys offer that, especially for people that are putting in stunt work, and that's
Yes.
fantastic.
He
And
does
really
good.
stunt
He-
choreography. I have
I saw
such
some
a
of his
huge
work.
respect
Amazing.
for that on sets and that I've
Amazing.
been on, and
It is a difficult thing to do, but
it's a dance.
It's a dance, exactly. That's why I tell people, because a lot of people come in, they're martial arts, or they've done boxing, it's not exactly a fight. You got to think of it like dancing.
It is dance.
So the movements I go over, they feel like, I'm like, why do they feel like I'm dancing? I'm like, that's because
Because
what
you
you're
are.
doing when you're dancing with your partner, when you're on screen with them. So, also going back to what you were saying earlier, the community and going into Dreamtraxx. When I first got there, right? When I first got to Dreamtraxx, my mindset was, I'm here for me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get what I need. I'm gonna get out.
Mhm.
But as soon as I got there, Frank and all the students that were around there, they built a real good sense of community, of family.
Mm-hmm.
What do you need help with? Oh, you don't understand this. What's the breakdown? It was just so tight knit.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been to a lot of different other schools here, and this is the only place where I came, and I felt like people actually cared about my growth.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
because I didn't
cared.
have that. I did travel to different areas just to see.
Absolutely.
Then I came back around, and I am truly grateful for Frank too, because he did help my son out. That's new.
Well, I mean,
And
I think
usually there's all hitting agendas, and he doesn't have that,
Well,
and that's important.
as artists, too, we seek that community. We
Yes.
seek that place to belong, to cultivate what we're doing, and to grow. And when you find it, you covet it.
Yes.
You cling to it, because it really, in the long run, building those communities. I guess if there's a key to success, it is having those communities that are there, that are your cheerleaders along the way.
Absolutely.
And even when you surpass into another stratosphere of the work that you're doing, that you are still being cheered on by those people
Yes.
from the very beginning, and
Yes.
it makes a difference.
It's so, like,
It
when
absolutely
Ivan
does.
booked that feature film, everybody was going nuts. They were like,
Yes.
oh my God, Ivan. Like, so
Yes.
I was so excited for him. Everybody was so excited for him, and that's what really, at least to me, looks like it drives all the students. They're like, oh my God, it's so cool. It happened for Ivan. I know Ivan. I can
Right.
do that.
We'll
Right?
put a little bit more work into
even
it.
for myself. I mean, me coming out of the hustle and bustle of New York City, owning agencies before, working for big names,
Uh-huh.
I come to this place in Las Vegas. I meet up with owner and operator Natalie Stout, Frank's business partner. Frank is the founder in 2019 of Dreamtraxx. And I meet up with Natalie and just, it's about business and this. And I said, okay, well, I've been in this position before. I'm going to go, and how are these people going to take me? I'm a hustle and bustle New York City talent agent. I've done IMT since 1989. I'm pretty much older than everybody. And I walked in, and I tell you, within a week, I had a brand new family.
Wow.
And that's what it was about for me. And I so I understand these kids have become, well, they're kids to me. So young
Right.
men,
Well, young
they
men.
become my- they're
Yeah,
young
I gotta
men
say
and
too.
women
I have kids.
have become family to me, and I feel like anybody that comes and joins with us, that's what it is. We're one happy family. We want good for everybody. We want good for
Right.
the community. So yeah, it's
What
a
would
really
be the
good
one thing that
place.
would hinder somebody that went in? It's probably, I would imagine, that they don't want to work.
I don't really
I don't know.
know. There's no hindrance.
No hindrance at all.
No, there's no.
Good, no.
I'm trying to think too. No, just that they're not ready to take on the
Yes.
work or do
That's
the
it.
work.
That's
Oh,
it.
yeah,
That's
that's
it.
it.
Yeah,
Other
that's
than
what I'm
that,
talking about.
Yeah.
Because very
Yeah.
often, again, there's people that are lovely that, as a casting director, as a director, that, when you don't, when you're a director and then you have people that are your casting directors, often you get talent that you're working with from your rehearsals and your Zoom rings before you're on set.
Yeah.
And oftentimes, as a director, it's sometimes breaking down the barriers because more people are more apt to work than others.
Mhm.
And that is your job to make sure how to work with different people. Absolutely. Some are easier.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, I'm sure, and that's the same thing in the school as
Mhm.
well. That some are easier, and I don't know. It's just one of those things that I always think the only thing that holds somebody back is really themselves. I'll work with
Oh,
anybody that likes to
absolutely.
work.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do. If you're there, what do you want on this? Let's make that happen. And I love I like that
We're
perspective.
accountability driven as well.
Good.
So that is a big thing too, especially with Jeremiah and Frank and Michael. They're letting these people know you don't have to be here if you don't want to be here. But if you want to be here, do your best while you're
Exactly.
here. And that's
Exactly.
instilled in almost every class.
And that's
So
fantastic.
putting the accountability back on them, I think, really helps and moves them forward, wouldn't you say, for the future, for their auditions.
Yes.
If they're accountable to us, they'll be accountable to production.
Absolutely.
And
It
that's
makes a
pretty much-
difference. It
absolutely.
does.
It's a learning curve. Like I said before, for me, I look at it, it was, especially with young people, it's such a journey. They don't know
Yes.
where they're going to end up. At 16 or 17 or 27, 28, you don't know where you're going to end up in this industry. It's such a beautiful, wide, vast of things to do.
Yes.
You never know. So
And
I just love watching
so
them.
many
more.
new things that didn't exist back in the day, back when, again, so many outlets in the industries, you know, in media, in the internet, in streaming services. There's
Absolutely.
so much more
So
work
different.
that there
Yes.
used
Yes.
to be.
Yes.
So there's so much room. And again, it just takes that dedication, making that choice of, I want to do this, and you guys seem to be the best outlet for that.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you want to do it, you can.
Pay attention.
You
I'm just saying to my
can.
viewers.
To piggyback on that, I actually don't want to age myself too much, but back then in New York City, and you probably know this, you lived in New York, and
I
that's
did.
my
I was
home.
there in the early 90s.
Yeah, me too. And we used to have the bicyclists take pictures. Now I email a photo that takes 1 second, but I used to have to take someone's portfolio, physical portfolio, have that taken over by a bike to a building, and
Oh,
so
yeah.
look, it's very different.
Oh,
now it's a
yeah.
click of the
Oh,
finger.
I
Someone
used
can
to
get a
run
job
around
in
and do the
5
hustle
minutes.
and bustle
Really.
and take my stuff.
Absolutely.
Manually, and even getting headshots then was so much different than it is now.
Oh
Just
wow!
The whole
The
skinny digital
digital, you
stuff.
get them that
Yeah,
night.
it's it was
Back
used
then
to
it was like
be.
5 weeks.
Was it?
Oh
I'm
my
glad I started
goodness!
2
And
years
you
ago
may
then.
get it, and then, or they're sending your proofs, and you have to look at each one and go,
Oh
"Oh
my
my goodness!" And then go to
goodness,
your
that's a
friends.
lot.
And,
Remember when you had to hold them to the light?
yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
things have
I
changed.
do.
Things
I
have
had to
changed.
do that. I
So,
did.
I do-
I moved there in 1992.
Wow, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, but I do have a question now. When someone starts new and they know nothing,
Yeah.
so what is the best advice you can get them started in then?
Okay.
Because there's so many different
Great
avenues that it can be
question.
very overwhelming.
Fantastic
Great
question,
question.
Nicole. This is probably the most important thing you could have asked. Guys, it's so good that these people are in new hands, hands of somebody that knows what they're doing. A brand new person needs to be in someone knowledgeable, somebody that can guide them in the right way in the industry. What we don't need is them getting wrong or misadvised, because it happens a lot, and that is also dangerous. So we also want to keep, the safety as well with Dreamtraxx. So yes, we make sure that they have the things that they need and that they're going in the right direction, and we kind of coach them a little bit in their classes too on what to do and what not to do with social media. And
Goodness, yes.
biggest thing is keeping them safe in this business.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You don't realize the dangers or the scams or the cons
Absolutely.
or
Yes.
people luring.
Yes.
Oh, meet me at this location.
It's
There's
a
lot in
common
there.
thing, Nicole.
It
That's a
is.
common
Unfortunately,
thing.
it is, and that is so sad.
Yes.
Or even when they've worked on projects and they get messages from people from after the projects that are like, I've been a director, worked with the producers, that I've had actors say, "Hey, so and so contact." I'm like, "Did that happen when you were on set with us?" No. I'm like, "Okay," and we've had to discuss it again. It's such an odd business, and when people are in different positions, again, I take the position very seriously. If I'm in a position of authority as a director or as a producer,
Absolutely.
that's my job. I'm there. I get that because I'm an employer as well. That
Mhm.
these are people that are working under me, and it is my responsibility to take care of them.
Absolutely.
You do the best you can. You can't please everybody. You can't as much as we would love to. We can't. But it should be. I like the word safe. That we're the person that they can depend on, and again,
Yeah.
that's what people need to ask questions, and beginners especially. You do it.
Especially the beginners.
Dreamtraxx would be really good. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That they have been efficient. They've been working together. They can give you the tools.
And
What
you
was the last name?
discovered
Michael
that.
something. What's that guy? Michael something.
Michael
Samino.
Samino.
That one, very nice, talented young man, but he
Yes.
also shared his experiences
Mhm.
behind the scenes, which, that could happen. They're reaching out to his family. I just
Right.
had that happen to my 22-year-old son. They reached out to him to try to get to me. So you have to watch out for the dangers, which they can give you a heads up
And
at
that's the
Dreamtraxx.
thing is, I think all of us in different parts of our careers have probably experienced something where it didn't seem to be on the par. Has that ever happened to any of you?
Absolutely,
Again,
sure, absolutely.
and sharing that perspective, that they know that you're coming from that understanding. I've been there and I know what that's like, and I never wanted to make somebody feel that way. And have you been through anything like that?
There are
I'm sure
a
we
lot,
all have,
actually,
yeah.
lately
it,
that
yeah,
I
it
didn't think
happens
would
a
happen
lot.
when you're newer.
Yeah.
I thought it was like,
Yeah.
oh, when you're
Yeah.
seasoned,
Yeah, it
you'll.
happens a lot.
Yeah.
It does, unfortunately. And
Yeah.
it's, yeah, then,
And being from New York too, it's very common in larger
Oh,
cities,
yeah.
and I mean in Los Angeles as well. Everybody in Los Angeles wants to be an actor. Everyone in New York wants to be a model, actor, or producer. So
Mhm.
there are so many different enticing things, especially when you're young to the business, that you need to really have your head in the right place. And that's why at Dreamtraxx, our biggest thing is like, let's get them in, keep them safe, show them what they have to do, and then you make the decision: is this industry for you or not?
Absolutely.
And a lot of work goes into it. Like I said, back to accountability. We put accountability back on. How can they learn? How can we protect them, keep them safe, and also let them have this experience, this journey, and see where it goes? To us, we make no guarantees. We're not
Right.
saying,
That's a
oh,
big
don't come here and you're faint. No.
No.
You're gonna, what you put in, you'll get out of it. Some of us will work in the industry, some of us won't.
and just what great words, what you put in, I've always thought that as an artist, what you put in as an artist and you love, you do get back. I believe that so wholeheartedly in my entire life, that what I dedicate time to, what you put in, you get at. Such great words. They are. And it's such a cliche to say, but it's so true.
Yeah.
It's the truth.
Absolutely.
Especially as artists. that you do.
Speaking of New York, if anybody is interested, we are having an audition on the 26th.
I'll have my first set day. I'm on film. That's what I saw. I'm so sorry. It drives me nuts. That's why I was like, oh my goodness. You had a lot of big auditions, and I'm like,
Yes.
That's fantastic.
I'm missing it. So what happens if someone's missing it
So
because
there's an
they?
audition on the 26th?
March 26th, 11, 1:30, or 4.
Uh-huh.
And if you're gonna miss it, we'll have a makeup date for that, and we'll let you know. I'm gonna email you
You
that.
need to
What's
get.
the point?
I won't be
Oh
in
my
town.
God.
Guys,
I don't live here. so.
Guys, it's a Sunday, March 26th, 11, 1:34.
Oh.
Please give us a call. It's 1-877 acting 4.
It's an easy
Again,
number.
1-877 acting 4. If you guys want to personally hit me up on Instagram and check out some of our talent there's a lot of talent and a lot of stuff to go through. That's Dawn Sullivan _. So you can check me out on Instagram, of course, dreamtraxxacademy.com. That's where you'll really be able to get the address, give us a call, and come visit us, guys. It's a great place to be.
Really nice.
It sounds
Yeah.
like a fantastic
Yeah,
weekend. It's
really,
really,
there's great opportunity
it is.
there.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll be honest, asking you all the questions I wanted to ask, is from the perspective I'm coming from, you would have sold me. And I'm not,
Oh,
I'm not an
thank
easy
you.
sell. I'm very honest.
Thank you.
I'm not an
No,
easy
he
sell. I'm
isn't.
one of those,
He's
I'm like,
tough.
yeah, it seems completely legitimate and
Yes.
awesome.
Thank
and
you.
It's so great. Performers and artists from all levels need that.
Absolutely.
They do. So
Yes.
thank
And
you
we
all for
don't
doing
just
that.
work with actors and models. Keep in mind to IMTA, the International Model and Talent Association, dancers and singers. So if you guys know
I was a
anybody
dancer
dancers
and
and
singer
singers,
and all
bring
that.
it
I
on.
did all of that.
Do it.
I'm old.
You have to be there on the 26th.
I don't live. I won't be in town. I'm actually going back to Texas, and then I'm headlining a show in Kansas City, early, first of
There's
April.
good people.
I'm a business and bar owner and venue owner in Texas as well. So when I get to come and play, I get to come and play. It's nice, but I would love to be there. But absolutely, be there. It sounds fantastic.
March 26th.
And what else do you do? Audition.
Yes.
I mean, our job as artists, go up and audition.
Absolutely. If you don't get it and you don't qualify and you don't get picked, the experience is still absolutely amazing.
Absolutely.
It doesn't matter if you get picked. Just come try out. Why not?
Yes.
Yeah.
And you have
Don't be
classes for
scared.
auditioning. You have classes
We have
to audition.
classes to
Yes.
audition.
Preparation
Right,
meets
Nicole.
opportunity.
Yes.
It's
What
not like, oh, I know what to
think a
do.
lot of artists don't realize when they go to audition that they want you to be awesome. They're,
Yeah.
they're there on your side.
Absolutely. We
They
want it
want
to
you.
work out.
They want you to be
Yes.
great.
Yes.
Be there. Be there. These are the
Yes.
people to work for. They want you to be great.
But I also have to get your social media and points of
Yes.
contact.
Oh,
I
okay.
know. That's what
Hey.
Jeremiah at jbrand19 on Instagram. That's really the only social media that I use. You can see my stunt stuff I've done there and all the work that I've done with Dreamtraxx and all that. So you can go ahead and look at that.
The amazing work, Jeremiah.
Yes.
does.
Oh yeah, the
Awesome.
amazing Jeremiah.
Really
Yes.
quick,
I got my
too.
got my first agent manager from there. I'm telling you, it's the place you
Oh,
want to
really
be.
good.
That's
It's the place you
awesome.
wanna be.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
It's just, I know you have that thing coming up in New York, so I just want you to reiterate, I kind of have it like a redundant where we keep on repeating
Sure.
before we wrap it up, because a lot
Repetition
of viewers.
is the key to success.
It is, you gotta keep repeat it in different ways so people
Yeah.
know, cause like, oh, I didn't hear that part. I'm like, you must have missed it.
Yeah.
It's all in there. So Dawn, Dreamtraxx is doing also a sponsorship.
We are. We
Okay.
are doing sponsorship for the International Model and Talent Association
Okay.
to send some of our children, young adults who cannot afford some of the costs, airplane, flight, hotel, and some of that kind of stuff. So we are going to be doing some fundraising and things like that. We are on Snap right now. Snap, you can go to snap.com, or we can actually fill out email file and send you guys the donation slips and stuff. And you guys can donate any amount.
I think if they own a
Awesome.
business, can't they write it off?
Absolutely.
I'm just throwing it out there. Just-
Absolutely.
it could be a write-off. Give it to
Nicole's
something
worried
that's a
about
good
your
place.
taxes. And that's a good thing to be worried about.
Because
Stay
people
on
don't
top of
know,
that.
and I
No,
know there's
you're
certain
right.
things out here too that if they're doing indie film, they can also donate that way. So
Absolutely.
there's different ways. I think there's grants too that you guys
There are
can have.
grants. There's so many different ways. Any way you guys can help. We're actually doing some donating through the school. We heard some of the girls talking about in our modeling and acting classes about doing dress donations as
Oh,
well.
nice. Oh, that-
Yeah.
a great idea.
We saw that on the news the other day. Dress donations. So you take your old prom dresses, maid of honor dresses, old wedding dresses that you really don't want, or something like that.
Mhm.
You're getting rid of those, and then everything that they come up with is donated to the school. So that's
and those things
kinda
will be
cool.
used.
Absolutely.
So,
Sure.
what other projects do you have coming up right now? Personal projects that are, what can we see you in? What do we got?
I'm
coming?
100% in my IMTA right now. I'll be
okay.
honest. I'm completely
That's great. That's a
putting
lot.
my group together right now and getting them trained. I don't want them to fail. So
That's a lot.
yeah, we pretty
Absolutely.
much got them trained, and I'll be doing that until about June.
And how about you, Jeremiah?
I have a couple of auditions coming up, so I'm still in that grind.
Awesome.
Still getting the opportunities from the people that I got from Dreamtraxx.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, again, training and grinding for
Yes.
IMTA, because that's
Yes.
going to be a big opportunity.
Jeremiah's also working with the school for IMTA, but he is also competing for IMTA. He's also
Nice.
training people for IMTA,
Oh.
and he's going to be mentoring. So he's
That is
got his hands
fantastic.
all over IMTA.
Wow.
So that's pretty much what he'll be
Yeah.
doing for the next until June.
Until June, he's like, my schedule's free after June.
It's nice to be
Until then,
booked.
he's busy.
Yeah, but that's what a go-getter is. That's what somebody does when they're building their craft. They're building their reputation with good work ethic, and that's
Right.
Absolutely.
and then coming
and very
together.
often, you're booked months in advance. Right now, when's your next available time?
No, I
Same
after
thing.
I have another. I'm only on day film for that surfer girl,
Right.
but other than that, I want to have a vacation. Or
Oh,
something.
she wants vacation.
I just want something like a break. I didn't get a break yet. Every single day, I haven't had a. I was like, just one break. I just want one break. I was
Right
like,
now I
one
have-
day, one day. I just
Yeah.
want one
Yeah,
day.
film-wise, I've got 3 projects. My last one is at the beginning of June. This is what it does. It's nice. Again, it's work. It's that work ethic. You
In
guys
Utah,
teach that.
are you talking about
Yeah,
the one in
that
Utah?
lo-
Am I
well,
saying
I have
that
the one in Utah in May, and I have another one. I just got a lead in another short in Texas, and it will be filming in June.
Wow.
Oh, very
See,
nice.
it is here.
Congratulations.
So we all work together. We all are able to support each other because we're all in different areas, and I think it's
Absolutely.
coming
Yeah.
together in this community.
I
And,
love the
yes.
collaborations. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, and I'm excited. I want to say thank you so
And they're in
much
Frankfurt,
for.
Thank you guys for
Yeah.
having
Yeah,
us.
Frank was here, but
Yeah.
I'll catch him again. I'll catch him
Hey.
in another time day. I know he's really busy, and I want to say thank you again, Frank Perillo, for stepping up and helping out my son.
Good people, Frank Perillo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my son's
Great.
11. My son's
Yeah, I saw the
11 years
photos,
old.
and
Yes.
I was
He
going to
so
tell you.
nervous.
Yeah.
I was
He's
totally
so nervous, and there was a different role as a very adult-ish role. He's
Right.
like, I never flirted before.
Oh wow!
So he had to have this role,
Yeah.
and he had to use belligerent language, and
Yes.
they were going back and forth with
And-
that.
and- and Frank
I
helped
peeked
you.
in, I said,
How old is that child?
Right.
But wow.
And he helps you utilize how to be on camera.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah.
I mean, in some of his work stuff, you like
Pull it out.
You tell, yeah, like even your angles on camera. He's
Yes.
really good at
Yeah.
pulling that out.
Angles,
Those are
eyeliner.
essential. People don't know that, but Frank's really great at this. So, yeah, Frank is
Thank you,
the
Frank.
real deal.
So yeah, I don't. Is there anything else that you want to have in the closing that needs to
Guys,
be put out
give
there?
us a call. 877 Acting
Acting
4.
four.
877 Acting 4. Call us up. If you're brand new, if you're scared, it's okay. Come to us. We'll guide you. We'll help you the best to our ability. And it is a journey. So thank you guys.
Yay!
Thank you so much for being here. I want to say I'm Nicole Vegas, and thank you, Maria Preza from Social Media Shows
Thank you,
Network.
Maria.
Check her out on
Thank
Spotify.
you, Maria. Thank you,
Thank you
Nicole.
for being
Thank you
here.
so
Well,
much.
and thank
it was
you all
my
for
pleasure.
being-
My pleasure. Thank you.
Y'all were my first interviews today. I'm the guest host today. So thank you for making my guest host day fantastic.
Well, it was our pleasure. Thank you so much. So yeah, stay tuned for next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday.
social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.